Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. My name is Fatima and this is a kitchen tour because Ramadan, happy Ramadan, is underway, and usually my house gets really transformed during the holy month because there's so many guests and so many activities and festivals that I really have to make my kitchen as easy as possible. So there's a lot of changes that I've done in order to prepare for the holy month. And it's a lot of hard work, but it's really worth the rewards. After the month is over, my kitchen will go back to normal because if you know me, there's nothing on my counters. And if you know right now, everything's on my counters. So I'll begin with a tour of the fridge and the freezer. The freezer hasn't changed. It's still bread basket, meat basket. I keep things to make a stock back there, so there's a stock that's already done. And then like I save root vegetables that I really want to use in a stock and that give the best flavor, so I keep that there. But this year actually, if I cut up extra herbs and things like that, I'm putting them in these little dollar store containers, which are really helpful when you just need to like pop them out. They fall out very easily. And then also, because there's an overwhelming amount of food, I do not want anything to go to waste. So we bought like okra, for an example, and I'm like, freeze it. We bought broccoli and I started to realize that we weren't going to use it. Freeze it. It's the same thing as if you get the stuff in the bag. Same exact concept. So my refrigerator is a lot different. It's very packed. Usually I never have my refrigerator this full, and it's never organized this way. But I've had to make some changes to accommodate things being easier to use. So my top shelf is now where all my condiments are. I have a few medical supplies here. I have my baking supplies, some yeast, some baking powder, and baking sodas there. And then I'm using my tin here of the tomato paste, and I will be using that. And then I have a tin of coconut milk because I make a lot of curries. And then anything that gets in a takeaway, like soy sauce, I keep in this jar here. Water, of course, is here in the next couple levels just because it's easier to use it this way when you do have guests. My top shelf here is dedicated towards juices and dairy. So I have mango juice, orange juice, some cherry lemonade juice, and then my pitcher of water back there as a backup. And then starting from this side is my milk, and then I have two other kinds of milk, and then I have also my heavy cream, my eggs, my sour cream, my butter. This is the meat that we're actually using. I just don't like to keep it out on the counter. And this is my pie crust for my blueberry pie that I'm making. Here, I do not have anything here because if you know me, like this is where I keep things for my lunches and I keep leftovers. But as you can see, I've had to utilize this space a little bit differently. So here I have my citrus, which are nice, beautiful oranges, some lemons, some smaller oranges, and then I have my spicy peppers here, so I have a few jalapenos, a few chilies. Here is all for cilantro and parsley because we're using so much of the cilantro and parsley to make almost every single one of our meals. And then of course I have a thing just for tomatoes because our soup, our very famous soup, Halia, is a tomato-based soup. Here I have all of my meats thawing. I have chicken, I have another bag of chicken, I have salmon, and I have a white fish for pastellas that I'm making later on today. And then here, this hasn't changed. I still have onions and garlic on one side, and then potatoes on the other side. That's not changed. Here's my watermelon, and then in my fruits are, of course, fruits, but this thing is so jam-packed. I have grapes and kiwis and peaches and plums, pears, and apples. And then in my other side, I have a lot of things to make this soup. So the celery, and then I have some avocados for a juice. I have mushrooms, asparagus, I have cucumber, and a lettuce for like small salads and things like that. So as you can tell, it's a lot of food, and if I didn't organize it, it would just be a jumbled up hot mess, and nobody wants that. So That's how I've been organizing that. So the other thing that you do a lot during Ramadan that I personally do is I bake a whole lot. So like I said, I'm getting ready to roll out my pie. My blueberries are just about done. And let's see here. So I've decided to convert this. I used to, sorry, my chargers can actually connect to my phone right now and it keeps dropping, so I apologize. There we go. Okay, so I just decided to put everything into a bucket. It's not organized in any kind of fashion at all. It's just kind of, everything gets to be thrown in there because that's easier for me at the moment. My containers have been definitely used up, and so I only have, you know, the lids in one area and then my containers in the other area. I reorganized my baking supply so they're all in one area, and then I have my juicer, my funnels, that back there is our plastic bags. And then this I don't think has changed. Yeah, no, this is still like for the teas, so it has all the Moroccan teas and the tea glasses, and then up there is for coffee, so like the grinder, the French press, the coffee, the sugar are still in there. What has really changed is here's where like my spices are, so because I really have to get to them in a pretty quick amount of time. Usually I put out extra spices, which are usually not there. This is the only carousel that's here, but as you can tell, it's not. I have my salt because it's just easier to kind of just pinch it out of there, and then here's a large amount of the backup spices, which is because these things go so quickly now that Ramadan is here and has fast approached. So that, you know, here's like dough. We're making little mini pizzas. So I have some dough rising for bread. I make bread every single day for Ramadan. Some chickpeas that are, you know, being prepared to be pinched. Pinched is a good word. I guess de-skinned is the proper word. So that's how my kitchen has changed a lot. And also these bags are usually not there. That's usually just for the cutting boards. The bags are here. They're usually put away. But because we're going to the store more often, they're out and they're about and they're there. So it's just been a little bit easier, but those are a few changes I have made for the holiest month of the entire year. Assalamu alaikum. Till next time.